What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm looking at the MiG-19 PT Russian 9.7 fighter. I'm talking about the MiG-19 PT because it is 9.7. Used to be 10.0 not that long ago. Now it's 9.7. Came with the big list of BR changes that Gaijin put into the game. Half of them, well over half of them, I don't understand whatsoever, and I haven't got the chance to explore all of them just yet, but of the ones that I have, the MiG-19 PT is by far the most ridiculous of the changes, and I'll throw the MiG-19S in there too, just because I know it's just every bit as good as the MiG-19 PT, but I actually don't have it spaded just yet, and it's taken me a while. I don't really want to play the MiG-19S, to be honest with you. And this video is going to be pretty short. It's just one clip of one game, but I chose this because I think it really highlights the strengths of the MiG-19 at this kind of battle rating bracket, where at 9.7 you pretty much only fight the 8.7 to 9.7 bracket. You're almost always top tier, at least in my experience. I haven't played too many games in the MiG-19 since the battle rating changed, but I've played well over 20 at this point, and I'd say probably 9 out of 10 games are staying out of that 10.7 battle rating that the MiG-19 just does not do well in. So anywhere from like 8.7 up to even 10.3, the MiG-19 is going to probably be one of the planes that has the most potential to carry a match, because its performance is absolutely ridiculous at 9.7. You're gonna see I pretty much control every single fight I get in this match, and there's even a point where I have like 5 enemies on me and I'm not sweating a single drop. I have everything under control at all times because of the insane performance of the MiG-19. It really has no place fighting Harriers and Sabres, and half the planes it fights don't even have an afterburner, which is crazy because the MiG-19 just pulls acceleration and energy right out of its ass for a 9.7 aircraft. And the only real limiting factor to the MiG-19 is the rudder. It always has been, it still is. The rudder's terrible. It can be really hard to get your guns on target sometimes. And the MiG-19 excels in close quarter dogfighting, despite the extreme swept wings of the MiG-19. It's actually pretty good at low speed turn fighting, especially of something of this design, and you just gotta manage your speed. A lot of times if you're getting outturned by an aircraft, it's probably just because they're slower, and that's not that uncommon considering your 2 engines on afterburners. It's just an absolutely crazy amount of thrust for 9.7, so if you're getting outturned, you're probably just going too fast. I don't really recommend air braking ever. The only real exception being is if you're in a complete 1v1 with no enemies around or anything like that, then go ahead and air brake. But if someone's going that much slower than you to where you can't outturn them, you could probably pull up in a vertical on them and they won't be able to follow it more than likely. Right there I get a nice little head-on shot onto that Harrier. I've noticed that the MiG-19 for some reason doesn't really like head-ons, and not because of the plane or anything. I'm talking about the guns here. I don't know why. I'm sure there's not any consistent explanation as to why this happens, but I've just kind of noticed that the guns don't like they don't get kills in head-ons. They usually just get crits and stuff like that. They are very good cannons, don't get me wrong. Deflection shot, kind of broadside hit on a plane usually one-shots them, except in head-ons. I think that's just a me problem. I doubt anyone else really has that issue. It's just kind of an inconsistency I've noticed. The R3S that you saw me launch there, that Harrier, granted the Harrier was flying in a straight line. I do feel like the R3S has got a little bit of a buff since I last made a video on the MiG-19 PT. I'm sure it wasn't in the patch notes or mentioned anywhere, but what I mean by a buff is that the MiG-19 used to not be able to launch missiles at all unless you were holding completely still, as in like pulling 0 Gs for like a solid 2 seconds. If you're pulling 1-2 Gs, which is very easy to do at the speeds the MiG-19 runs at, then the missile just won't come off the rail. And I feel like Gaijin gave the R3S a little bit more leeway in that sense, to where it it's not too picky about the G-forces on the rail. Granted, it's still a very low G missile in the sense that, yeah, you still do have to be not pulling very hard for it to launch, but compared to what it used to be, I feel like a little change happened there, and I like it a lot. It was very, very annoying trying to launch missiles before, and you know, there may not have been a change at all. I might just not know what I'm talking about, but if you guys have played the MiG-19 within the past few months, you probably know what I'm talking about, and you might have noticed that difference too. If not, well, I guess I'm just crazy. As you can see, this fight I've pretty much just been flying circles around everything, even this T2 here. I'm not sure what battle rating the T2 is right now. It used to be a 10.0, I think, maybe 10.3. And if that's the case, then, I mean, I don't know, man. The MiG-19 is just as good as the T2 in my opinion. You can see here in a 1v1 especially, the T2 can't do anything to me. And on top of that, I have a MiG-19 buddy here. Kind of taking this guy on 2 versus 1, and if it weren't for my terrible aim with these 30 mils, I would have gotten this kill. And that can be said for a few of the aircraft I engaged this game. My aim with the 30 mils isn't the greatest, especially since I've been playing this game on and off, and the MiG-19 was never really a plane that I played that much in the first place, so all of that combined, I'm not the best shot with these 30mm cannons, but I'm sure there's plenty of you out there that can make them work just fine, and laughing at my terrible aim with this aircraft. But nonetheless, I need to stop saying but so there's the T2 left. There might be one other guy, I'm not really sure. Spoiler alert, I don't get the kill on the T2. I do end up pulling one shot at really low speeds. He flew a very predictable flight path, and I was able to get one little cannon burst into his plane. And I get him critical, but I think the Allied MiG-19 ends up getting the kill for it, which is fine. I had plenty of chances to get this guy, and I didn't, so I can't really be mad about that, on top of the fact that he's still flying pretty well right now, so I'm not sure what I damaged and how critical it actually was. Looks like he might be missing an elevator. Anyways, this is pretty much where the gameplay ends, and I run back to base. Nothing else happens this game, but short little video. There's going to be more videos. I'm going to post one more this week. It's going to be about the same kind of size, I guess, as far as content goes. Promise I will put out another video this week. Like I said, similar to this one. No, that wasn't your Discord. That was actually saved in the recording. That was my Discord, so you can ignore that. I'm sorry about that. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something from the video, and I hope I'll see you on the next one. See ya.